in hopes that we wouldn't say it first, but truth must be told.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Top of the hour, top of the day. And we're here to bring to you another one, another banger, another critical piece to the puzzle. Because we got a lot of people asking questions about the Big Mama's eviction notice. The eviction notice to U.S. Corps to, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. Your service is no longer needed. Now, a series of things for the newcomers. Overstanding colonialism and being colonialized and colonized is the first key to this thing. Overstanding the Spanish Inquisition and how the Papist Bull and the doctrine of discovery was used to steal your birthrights to the land. Hey, shout out, Rob, out everybody in the building, man. We top of the hour. So this is about birthrights, man. Keep in mind, Yaakov is a trickster, and then Jacob, if you read this storyline in the Bible, tricked his brother out of his birthrights. His birthrights was not just the land, and we're gonna get into some heavy duty stuff here in a minute. We're giving the time, we gotta let that time roll, and then we'll get into some more critical information. But the question is, are you an indigenous person? Because if you say you black, Negro, and colored, you forever lost that seed in this maritime system. So who are you? Becomes the question. Who are you? Where are you from? In California, the tribes don't know, but this go all the way back to your nationality and who you are. In California, the tribes, the outlaw tribes like the Crips and the Bloods, when you go to somebody territory, they already say, "Hey, where you from?" It's the first thing they asking you, "Where you from, cuz?" Or where you from? And then the person reply where they from, what tribe they from. Well, this time about to get ready to come up worldwide, right? Worldwide. For the indigenous people around the world. What tribe are you from? Where are you from? What set you from? Because if you say black, Negroes, and coloreds or white people, then you under Roman jurisdiction. You under Roman Empire, the Roman Empire. Keep in mind, like I say, the doctrine of discovery. The shout out Taj Tariq Bey, man, master teacher Taj Tariq Bey. Right? The doctrine of discovery. What else? The Secret Treaty of Verona, Federal Reserve Act, Woodrow Wilson, Frank of America, the Buck Act. And these things play a series of events to pretty much steal our identity and our birthrights. But the question becomes, are you indigenous? And like I say, what's your tribe? You from somewhere. If you say you from Africa, then what tribe are you from in Africa? The brother Umar promoting, he's unapologetically African. And so we asked our brother Umar, what tribe is he from in Africa? Is he from the Twa? Is he from the Afar people? Is he from the Bantu? Is he from the Sands man? Is he from the Nigerians? Is he from the Zulu? Where he from? The Congos? And we can get into like the different mixtures. If he from the Ashanti, what tribe is he from? Now, if you in America and you saying you from the house of Israel, keep in mind you standing on Israel when you standing in America. Just keep that in mind. We'll get into that on another tape. You standing in the land that they talking about. This is Wesley Huff. No, I didn't see that. I'm about to check that out. But like I said, if you going around saying what I asked the people who say that they black and Negroes and coloreds, where is your land? Is your land Africa? And if you say your land Africa, what part of Africa? What's your flag? What's your original language of your people? Right? So we at this point now to where because people was complaining about the Big Mama eviction notice and they ain't understanding what the eviction notice is. Keep in mind, United States Corporation is a business. They set up a leasing agreement, which they call treaties, right? Treaties are what they call lease agreements, another word for leasing agreements, where they can lease our land out to do business on our land for a period of time. Well, they had to pay us rent. But instead of paying us rent, they wiped us, they paper genocided us, turning us in black, Negroes, and coloreds, and they created created stand-in tribes called $5 Indians to they paid them a percentage on what they making. And it's not even a percentage when you do the calculations. And still it's fraud because of most of the contracts they ain't disclosing all of what this contract is about, like the birth certificates and social security cards. They never, so it's a whole bunch of fraud going on. Plus, they in direct in contrast to the Constitution, being that they are foreign agency. The bar, the British Accreditation Registration, the Bar Association is a foreign agency. The the police department is a foreign agency. The Federal Bureau of Investigations is a foreign agency. They don't work for American people. Don't work for the original indigenous people of the land. They work for the Federal Reserve Bank, bankers and shareholders. So they stole our birthrights by getting us to agree to something that we ain't. Go look up the word black in the dictionary and see is it a noun or is it an adjective? And then really understand linguistics, and all scholars know this. Black cannot apply to a people because it's not a noun. It's an adjective. So who are you? Because you ain't black people. They got a whole bunch of list of where they try to reclassify people in order to, because what they did is It's during the Freeman's Bureau. They were supposed to free us and renationalize us, give us back our inheritance. But instead, because they had the 40 acres of the mule, right? But it was right around 22 million Negroes then, and they ain't have that many mules, and they dang sure ain't have that many acres. You do the math on that. It's only 196 million and some change acres on the planet, and they would have gave 22 million Negroes 40 acres. They wouldn't have had nothing left for themselves. So what did they do? They said, "Oh, that ain't a good idea." They bumped Lincoln off and came back, with the 14th Amendment, where they transferred Christian stock, chattel property, into the hands of Congress and the federal, who work for the Federal Reserve, pretty much. Some of them. And they pretty much put us into a system where they pretty much control. It's like it's like the Wizard of Oz, pretty much. Well, we live in this imaginary system with this monopoly money, and then we just agree to it unknowingly, not knowing the whole thing is fraud. So, how did they get us? They got us by agreeing to contracts. That's what this whole system is based off of. Contracts. Once you figure that part out, then you figure out why they need you to sign anything when they going into the business with you. Why when you go into the hospital, the doctors, they need you to sign. Why when you do this, they need you to sign. So your signature must be some kind of worth its weight in gold, seem like. These guys that walk around without crowns and think they know about your mouths, but they're a whole bunch of clowns, right? These guys walk right into the car dealership and sign a certain type of tax form, and they walk out with a car, no money, nothing. And they do the same thing with houses and everything, because they said come and join us. After I bumped one of them for my crown back, they said come join us. And I said, well, what is the benefits that I get for joining you? They said, oh yeah, you will be living in a cashless society. I said, a cashless society? How would I be living in a cashless society? They said, oh well, we don't need cash. We don't need cash. I thought to myself, why they raise it? How they get that $22 million to fund their hospitals? They got hospitals in every city, these guys, and they standing out the front holding the kid, and they saying that we here to help the kids, and they just got busted at a circus up north where they was messing with the kids. And don't fool yourself, Walt Disney is with these same guys. He's a killer clown as well. And you better figure it out, because the George Washington challenge said that we're gonna make them take their turbans and their fezzes out their head, and we're gonna make them they ain't gonna remember what land they from. They ain't gonna know if they're from Spain, Spain, or well, they ain't gonna know nothing when we get through with them. That's what George Washington challenge said. They gonna take out the children of the Moors and disillusioning us and disfranchise us. And it's pretty much what they did. And that had to work in order to steal our birthrights and steal our land. So we asking you here today, who are you? Because if you black, Negro, and color, that means you are nobody. Are you gonna go with that Jesse Jackson Rainbow Coalition speech where he said, I am somebody? Well, who the hell are you? I am somebody. Well, who the hell are you? Right? Are you Washita? Are you Muskogee? Who are you? Are you Nigerian? Because if you say you African American, that means that you from Africa. You can't be an African American. That's an oxymoron. You either from America or you from Africa. If you were African that came over to America, you still an African. If you pick an apple off an apple tree, that's an apple. Now, if that apple just so happened to be sitting under an orange tree, that don't mean that apple It's part of that orange tree. It's just an apple under an orange tree. All right. And now that we got in a little bit more, I want to ask my brothers this question, because this is where the dilemma happens at. And the women been in charge for quite some time. You just didn't realize it. And this whole war is being fought because of women. Now, for my brothers, I got a question for my brothers, and I want y'all to drop it in the chat. If you had an opportunity to pick out a 40 acres and a mule or coochie, which one would you pick? Would you pick the coochie, or would you take the 40 acres and a mule? We're going to wait to see what the brothers say in the comments, and then we'll give you our analogies. So hit me in the comments. Would you take the land and the mule, or would you take the coochie instead? Let's see. Brother James Jones said he'll take the land. All the brothers, they going for land, right? The 40 acres. You're going to figure out what this is about in a minute. One brother said he'll go out to he'll take the coochie. That brother might be intelligent. Said one brother said the land will get him more. We're going to give you a couple more minutes. It says the land. X, shout out X, unknown, man. He said, if you get the land, she'll appear at some point in time. Now you brothers, most of you brothers, 90% of the brothers said they'll take the land. Now, the scenario goes that what happens is there was a clause there. You had to pick the land or the coochie. You couldn't have one or the other, right? So both of the brothers was the brother was already staying on the land. So the brother that picked the land, he was in charge of the land. But the other brother picked the coochie, right? And he was just staying on the land and working for the other dude. Well, eventually, the dude that picked the land, he got old. But since he had no coochie, he could produce no kids to create an inheritance. So the guy that had picked the coochie, his children inherit the land. Think over that. Because this shit wasn't about no land. Man, this was about coochie, man. I told y'all 100 times. The 200, go read the book, go read Genesis chapter 6 again and really understand what's going on here. The guy that got the coochie ended up with the land. Because the land is the coochie. Man, I ain't got to say it too many times. We hope people get it. A lot of this might go over your head. Because, hey, look. It's about fertility. It's about fertility. The guy that got the stuff, produced children. His children was already on the land. So therefore, they inherit the land. While the guy that did pick the land, he just died an old man with no coochie. And I'm telling you, you can pick the land if you want. But once you sit on that land for 10,000 years with no coochie, you'll change your mind. I guarantee you. You'll change your mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to think. So the birthrights come from the mother, from the mitochondrial DNA. The birthright come from the woman. Don't fool yourself. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Because if it weren't for the woman, we could continue. We continue because of the woman. Matter of fact, a man is nothing but a woman with the X chromosome. One X chromosome broke off. Yeah, and that's for my, hey, shout out my Moors, my baby's kids, and my L's who hover. But it's like this. They was after our women the whole time. And they was trying to trade with us to give us their woman. Go back and watch King Kong again. Go back and watch what the beginning of Malcolm X. Again, go back and watch Mandingo again. How that dude was saving them because he was with the woman. The woman. Go look at what happened to Emmett Till, the woman. Said that he looked at me and they come to find out on her deathbed. She said that they lied. They said Emmett Till, look. Same thing that happened in Tulsa when they burned the whole town down. A dude by the name of Dick Rowland, who we come to find out he was working for the people, said he looked at it, he touched a white girl on the elevator, and they burned the whole place down. Rosewood in Florida said that she said that a Nubian brother took advantage of her, and it really was one of their people, and they burned the whole town down. So you put it together. Elijah Muhammad told us what they move was. So it stands to reason, and we're going back to the initial title, which is "Are You Indigenous?" Because you got to understand, you got to be indigenous from somewhere. Where's your land? I'm not talking about some land that you got paperwork from the government, from the state of Georgia, this and that, because that's all. Because you listed as a tenant, you ain't never listed as the owner unless you get the allodial title. So I'm saying, what land are you indigenous to? Because they gonna ask you this. Who are you? What set you from, cuz? And you can't say Crips, even though we can say we know that's an outlaw tribe. The Blue House, Big Mama's Blue House, and then you got Big Mama's Red House, right? So but you gotta be able to say, okay, I'm Yamasi, or I'm Chata, or okay, I'm Apache, or I'm Chamish, which is the same tribe as Khalifa, because there's a lot of daughter tribes from the major tribes, like the Lakota people will be considered into the Washita tribe. Pretty much anybody that was in the Louisiana Purchase would be considered as a part of the daughter tribes of Washita, like the Crow. Yeah, so I'm saying. So you got and Gullah Geechee really is an African mix. You really be classified. The Gullah Geechees are they became known as the Chickasaw, but they are really Muskogee and because they mixed in, they are African mix. Because some Africans were brought over here, but some natives from over here were taken to Africa. So they did a 3-card Molly on us, right? So when you say Gullah Geechee, also keep in mind that you Muskogee, Blackfoot, same thing, Creek, same thing, right? Yamasee too. You got some Yamasees that's Gullah Geechee, right? Okay, so Atlanta, Georgia's tribe is Muskogee, Creek, Blackfoot for the most part. You got also in Georgia, you got the Yamasee Native Americans. So and pretty much the Yamasee can be classified as Creek as well, and because they are a mixed tribe, and they can be classified as Washita as well, and Moors due to the Mandingo, Mulatto Moors, Abu Bakr and them and Mansa Musa and them coming in and mixing in with them. I think Norfolk, Virginia would be the Powhatan tribe, and you got some the Powhatan tribe would be the main tribe, but then you got some daughter tribes, little smaller tribes that broke off from different families from the Powhatan tribe. But for the most part, you'll be Powhatan. And same thing with DC. So, you know, the original capital was in Philadelphia, right? And that's why they got the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue, because Albert Pike, I think it was, they moved the original capital, our original capital from Philadelphia to Washington D.C. to 10 by 10. And this goes back to the eviction notice. See, what they did is they parked their ship on our land, and then said that whoever want to come and get down with them, they'll give them a line of credit and give them some artificial money. Somebody was asking about the gold. We'll get into that too, about the Donald Trump getting back the gold that was borrowed in during 1930. They borrowed, pretty much they robbed the American people. These killer clowns, right? Yeah, the killer clowns. And for people asking about the killer clowns, we got a whole we got 4-tape volume 1 through 4 on who exposing the killer clowns on what they all about. They are a whole bunch of clowns. They dress up and ride in clown cars at the parades, and they do all the circus shit. So you can't make shit like this up. They try to rock our crowns, but they are a whole bunch of clowns. Try to act like they know about the mounds. See, that feds go with the mounds, or that Terry Bush. You see, and they messing with our kids. These guys talking about they helping. They looking for the child. What child? Right? Yeah, New Orleans is mostly Washita Chata. You got a couple smaller tribes that's in that area that broke off from but the main tribe would be Washita, and then you got the next major tribe, it's a Chata, and then you got Apache that broke off from Chata. The Apache is really a son tribe, or the daughter tribe, because it passed down from the daughter. Like I said, the mother. The Apache is a daughter tribe to the Chata. Hey, Rod. Hey, man, let me see. Can I send Rod? I want to send Rod this invite. Let's see. I don't know how to do it. Okay, screaming. I had to go back to send him that invite to the get out of this. Okay, hold on. Okay. That boy Rod said he just getting up. Hey, y'all. If you're just not coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. If you're new to the channel. We're talking about all you indigenous if you're just not coming in. And like I say, it's a lot of work that's been put in. A lot of people don't never heard of Noble Drew Ali. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people never heard of because Noble Drew Ali is a critical piece. And as far as combating the colonialism that was taking place on the land and the colonization by European imperialists. We was colonized by European imperialists. And what they did is in order to steal our birthrights, they had to paper genocide us and turn us into some label that don't even apply to a people. That way we can never get reparations or indigenous rights for anything because we ain't indigenous. Black ain't indigenous to nothing. I'm just saying, man. We can never get, the reason why black people will never get reparations, because black not a people. What I look like paying, not even, but black is lower than a chicken or animal. It's not even an animal. It's not, at least the animal got a noun by its name. Like if you look at the word chicken, you might say a noun, because the chicken got a nationality. Man, how is that? Niggas don't, black people don't got a nationality, but chicken got a nationality. How is it happening, man? Cow, all the rest of them got nationalities, even though they put them into chattel property as well. And like I said, under the doctrine of discovery, they pretty much, it's a systematic thing. Spanish Inquisition, they use the word heretics to label anybody that has some money or major land. They say, oh, he a witch and a warlock. Why? Because he do ancestral worship, which they call familiar spirits in the Bible. Familiar means family, right? Go look it up. La Familia in Latin, because these guys they got their book is in Latin. These Roman guys, these 200, the guys who roamed the land, right? They come with the Latin, which is Sanskrit backwards, right? They come in with the Latin and they say, well, the Spanish Inquisition. And then Doctrine of Discovery with the Papist Bulls is if you discover somebody's land, it don't matter if somebody there. It don't matter if some people are already there. If you discover it for the popes of Rome, so this is how the Europeans It's telling in the storyline as if they discovered America, like Columbus discovered America, because under the doctrine of discovery, he discovered America for the Roman Empire and for this under the Spanish Inquisition and the doctrine of discovery and the Pope for the popes of Rome. He discovered it for them, but it was already people here. And since if they ain't Christians, they must be savages. And they said that during the Spanish Inquisition, they was after the Jews. The Jewish people they talking about is Nubian people. Go get a book called The German Holocaust. The Bantu people. Go get it, man. Can't make stuff like this up. Yeah, the Barbers. Know who the Barbers was, right? The Barbers were the Moors who shaved the hairy man, the Neanderthal man, and brought him out to caves. Because these beings were hairy. Oh, you see Rod up in now? Hold on, let me see. I sent him a hey, shout out big bro Rod. Sky paper at the North Gate. If you're up in here, I ain't see his yeah, man, but like I'm saying, ask yourself, are you indigenous? And if you are indigenous, then what's your nationality? Now, some people don't like the word nationality, so we'll say birthrights. So you look at they don't like the word nationality. What's your birthrights? What land are you attached to? What people are you from? What tribe? What is your pedigree? What is your who are you? What set you from? Okay, because hey, we ain't going for, oh man, I ain't from nobody. Because that's what you're saying when you say you black Negroes and colors. You say, oh, I ain't from no set. Well, then cause you from some set. You know what I'm saying? You trying to you don't want to honor your mother and your fathers. We finna beat you up then. We gonna torment you. We gonna black Christian code your behind because you saying you ain't from nobody. So that means you don't got nobody backing you. That's how they do you. See, look, if you go over there and you walking around, like I saw a dude walking around with the Crip uniform on in the Crip neighborhood, and a blood pulled up and said, "Hey man, what set you from, cuz?" I went, blood, because he said, "What set you from, dog?" They say dog and blood, right? And he said, "Man, I ain't from nowhere, man. I'm just trying to get to my grandma's house." He said, "Man, you from somewhere, nigga. You got that Crip uniform on. You from somewhere." And he's scared and want to call his people out because he a coward. So the dude made him get out the shoes and his jacket. So that's what the government, that's what these foreigners, these police do to you. They make you get out your shoes and your jacket because you said you ain't from no set. You a black Negroes and colors. They ain't no set. Right? But if you say, oh no, man, I'm not that. And stand up on your birthrights, honor your mothers and your fathers and your ancestors, right? Who fought for a long time because they knew it's a lot of them that knew who they was, and they got offended when you called them black. But after when Woodrow Wilson them did what they did, right? They say, oh yeah, we finally got rid of all the ones that remember who they were, and now we got a whole perpetuated generation who won't know who they mothers and their fathers are. And that's what they said that would happen in the George Washington challenge. It goes all the way back to Yaku's tricknology. Trick them, make them think that they other than who they are. Make them think that they from over there when they really from over here. Why you think that they don't expedite you out the country when you do crime like everybody else that's from somewhere else? They got a nationality. Why they expedite? Why they use because look here, I'm gonna tell you something. It's some big time, and I ain't gonna take too much on this because I don't talk like this, but I'm just saying it's some big time guys that's in a certain location and they Mexicans. And what they do is they bring they sneak Mexican girls over here, and sometimes they letting them in the country and giving them $5,000. And you wonder why they giving these people $5,000 to let them in the country. I can get into that too. But what they doing is they bringing these girls over here, and then they call them what they call a mule. So they'll put them in, they'll put them in the car. They know how to drive. They'll put them in like an old beat up car, pile it full of dope in the back, and then let them drive it to wherever they gonna drop it off at. And they go drop it off, right? But they get caught, they don't go to jail. No, they get expedited back to back to the what's the name? They get caught with that big old load. They just get expedited back to Mexico. They don't go to jail. Why is that? Why? But if you black man, so-called black man, and whoever you are, they say you ain't from no set, you know what I'm saying? You get arrested and put into jail because they can't expedite you nowhere. Why? Because you own your land already. They ain't told you yet. You standing on ancient Kemet. That's the game. This is exclusive. This is explicit. But what are you from? What set you from? Are you Muskogee? Who your people, man? Like I remember Ice-T said that he went into the Ice-T said that he went into the bathroom one time and Big Tooknum was in there working out, pumping iron. By 5 Crips was in there working out, right? Ice-T said he walked up in there and they say, "Hey, cuz, who you with? Like, what set you from? Who you with?" And he's like, "Man, I'm, I'm just coming in here to use the bathroom." They say, "You them niggas is all swollen and everything." He said, I'm with Bunchy now. And he said it wasn't enough for them to say, "Hey man, Bunchy ain't nobody, cuz." Who you really with? Because that's how they gonna be when they come. You gonna have to say who you with. And if you say you ain't with nobody, then hey, you fair game. And that's why what's been happening to us. That's why nobody ever came to help us. You know why? Nobody besides the people that we could not call out on a handful, right? Nobody never came to help us because we saying we ain't from no set. If you ain't from no set, you fair game. Especially if you ain't from no car, they call it a car in prison in Cali. If you ain't from no car, you fair game. So what most brothers that don't want to gang bang and be part of a gang because you got to do certain stuff to be legitimized, they join the Muslim call, right? Most people join the Muslim call because the Muslim call, all you got to do is pray 5 times a day, do Ramadan, you know what I'm saying, eat it a certain way, and boom, you good. The Muslims gonna look out for you pretty much under like an umbrella. You with a car. Even though if you say you're a Muslim, that's not a nationality. It's a whole bunch of different types of Muslims and different nationalities. Religion is not a nationality. Religion is not a birthright. Religion is something they brought down the nomos. We don't want to get too spaced out. But if you say you're a Hebrew Israelite, that's not a birthright. That Hebrew really don't even apply to a people. That's really a action, an adjective word that means they crossed over. And then Israelite is a combination of 3 different gods, and it can be classified as a bloodline, right? But when we're talking about birthrights, we're going into what land are you indigenous to? That your mother, what land is your mother indigenous to? Your grandma. Because like I said, we asked brother just a minute ago, if you're just not coming in, which one would they take? Would they take the coochie or the land? Most brothers said they take the land. And that brother eventually dies off with no children because he didn't have no coochie. And so the brother that got to pick the coochie inherits the land from his kids. And keep in mind, the way you stay here is through your children. Because you reincarnate, Re means to do again. In is the opposite of out. Call is the physical vessel. And nation is the group of people. So in order for you to reincarnate and keep coming back, right, you got to have children. You see what I'm saying? We're in the process of getting our offers fixed up. So, yeah, but who are you, man? We asked you what set you from, man. Who you from, man? Where you from? Who your people? Right? Oh yeah, well, yeah, I'm Bobby Ray, them black guy from yeah, man, put him on the train, man. He ain't from nobody. Matter of fact, before you get on the train, run them shoes, cuz run that whatever that chain you got, because you don't need nothing. We're gonna take all your prizes. Remember that? Square business. We're gonna take all your jewels and medals. So you don't have no nothing to give. Right? So yeah, run that shoes, man, run that jacket. Because you ain't from nobody. And that's what's been happening to us the whole time. Black Christian codes. Are you brothers gathering up? Unlawful gathering. Go. That's in the Black Christian codes. Unlawful gathering is a law, and they made that a law. And they got that. That come from Black Christian codes. Why, when a certain group of people hang out in a spot, the police never show up. They'll even go out there and hang out and make sure everybody's all right. But a group of you guys who call yourself Black, if you hang out there, they all come up there to bomb rush you and mace you and just shatter you around. Because it's legal to do that, because it's under the bracket, because you call yourself United People, man. United People. So this is the game. We didn't want to hold you long. But if you on this live right now, find out where you from. Because when somebody asks you, if you don't got no set, they're going to run your shoes and your chain. And then probably put you on the train. Because the collateral, they got to pay the collateral. They owe too many people. They owe us big time. And then they got to pay the other people. And some of them say, man, we don't give a damn. They don't pay us as long as they go out of business. And we ain't got to be subsidized and democratized by their influence no more. Their monetary gain influence. We don't want to sell our stuff for $1 no more. We want to sell it for gold and other real money. Not no paper, note. Not no note. We don't want no notes. I owe you notes. We want real exchange for what we giving you real natural wealth and natural resources. We want natural resources in return. As simple as that. As simple as that. And so that's what the world is saying. And that makes sense because it said Mystery Babylon is falling. And why was she falling? Because it's a whole bunch of lies. And now the truth has come. And false sayings must go. So the gospel has been went out. Revelation chapter 14. The gospel has went out. The gospel has been preached and taught throughout the world. She has slain saints, good guys, who said love and this and that and peace, and they kill them. Like Bob Marley. And they admitted to doing these guys. They admitted to doing Bob Marley. Yeah, Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was a key pivot point in combating the colonialism because they was trying to they recolonized us with the Federal Reserve Act. And keep in mind, Noble Drew Ali was the candidate in 1913. Woodrow Wilson did this thing, Secret Treaty of Verona, Jekyll Island, you know about all that. We might be talking real fast here. It's a lot to go over. But we got a playlist called Big Mama's Plan. You can go check that out and watch all the stuff in there that pretty much take you up to speed. For the people that don't know why we serving the eviction notice, they actually got served last year, but we pretty so the date, it might say 2024 in there because it got served last year, but we pretty much re-updated it and we serving them the eviction notice for unpaid fines. Man, they so many years late, they never paid. The debt just keep going up because they never paid their rent. They squatters, man. These sucker squatters. They squatting on Big Mama's land. They free grazers. Right? They planted poachers. And Big Mama don't allow no free grazing on her land now, I tell you. Unless you ask first. Big Mama give it to you if you ask. All you got to do is ask. You ain't got to steal from Big Mama. They stealing. Man, look, I ain't never had to steal nothing from Big Mama. If I went to Big Mama got it, boy, Big Mama gonna give it to me. If I had that ask. Big Mama ain't never turned me down. Every time I ask Big Mama, oh, Big Mama, I can get that thing you got out there in the garage. Oh, go on, get it, baby. I got 2 or 3 of them out there somewhere. I gotta just find them. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And you go steal that shit, watch what happened to you. So they steal it. They didn't come over here and do right by Big Mama. So it's time to pay the piper, man. We at that time. I mean, it's a sad time for a lot of people that that love these guys and that want to like the assistance that these guys give them. But ain't nothing you can do about it, man. It's time for the devil to get the hell on and leave us alone. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because if you tell the truth, You shame the devil. He got to get the hell on, see? So that truth is coming out. So he getting shamed. So he going to go back on the ground, hide out in his hideout. I'm telling you. So we know who we are now. No more banana in the tailpipe. You can't sell. We indigenous people, and we most of y'all know who tribe y'all from. If you don't know what tribe you're from, go to our playlist and watch the Native American Chief School playlist and watch the tapes tracing your ancestry history part 1 through 6. And most of y'all last names is on one of them lists in them tapes. Yeah, check that. You want to find out what tribe you from? Like I say, go to the Native American Chief playlist we got in our playlist. And then you watch the Tracing Your Ancestral History, part 1 through 6. We also got other tapes like The Return of the Ancient Ones and other tapes that tie into pretty much like 100 and some tapes, breaking down the Native American perspective. So we got more coming out. Shout out that boy James Jones Bay, man. Islam, brother. Islam. Yeah, shout out Walk and Talk with Talk. We like that. Walk and Talk with Talk. Yes, sir. Shout out that boy Corey James. We got the Bay kids in here deep, man. Shout out Cherry Bay, man. The Bay kids is in here deep, man. You know who Bay is, right? Bay is our nana. Big Mama. Yeah, Big Mama's babies is back. And that's facts. And when we pull up in the back. That's facts. Big Mama's baby, nigga, back. Wadu.